bum, ba, ba, bum, ba, ba, ba. Hello, is it me you're looking for? Right, hello. Well, this is part 2 of our hello there. Well, making this door. And to save a bit of time and noise. Oh my god, I make a noise up there again. I get it every time, don't I? Oh, my phone. There you go. Put that down. Right. I hope everybody can hear me okay. It might sound a silly question, because obviously, if you can't hear me okay, you don't know what I'm saying. As in, you don't know what I'm saying. Can you hear me okay? So, I've, to save a bit of time, because this is going to drag on a bit otherwise, I just roughly sanded these bits of wood, these old planks, these old floorboards, because there's quite a bit of remedial work that need to be done on the face of them, but also on the back. This is going to be the back, this, as you see. The face is obviously on the other side, because we're going to fit rails on here to, you know, hold it all together. And then obviously we've got the slots that we put in yesterday to put our tongues in. Our loose tongues. But we've got all these remedial bits to be done as well, you see. We've got splits here and there. But I'll do them once the door's together. Oh god, that camera's really wonky. I've got a wonky camera. Oh, that just won't do. Oh, let's make our camera not wonky. Okay, then it's coming undone. Oh my god, so I'm falling to bits around here. Well, I've actually ordered a couple of bits and pieces today to for the computer to make it a little bit easier to stream. Because there's no way I'm going to be able to buy one of them Mevo systems as yet. Because I had a look at them earlier, about 900 quid here for 3 camera systems. So you put a camera in each place. They're all wireless, so you can move them about if you want. So that's pretty cool. But I won't be doing that for the moment because I can't afford it. So what I've done is I've ordered another USB 3.1 for the internal card on the computer, and hopefully that might work. So I'm going to get more cameras, you see, and get them there. I've also ordered some more cables as well. So hope you appreciate it, me spending money. Oh god, there we go. Bits falling off of that, see? Remedial works, that's what we need. But that'll come later. That'll come later. To start with, we've got to look at how we're going to obviously joint the door together. And this is a ledge and brace style door. Maybe not a brace. Because to be honest, I don't think a brace is going to look right. Because it's not really how a door of this type would have gone together. The ledge and brace style came a little bit later. It's not like 20th century stuff really. But no, we won't. I don't know if I'll be doing that. I think it'll look awful. So it would literally be two ledges, one there, one about there, and with loads of bloody screws. And I know some people, you shouldn't screw and glue them, you've got to let them move. Yeah, got to move. All you've got to do is make sure you allow them some free space to be able to move. And being we're doing this in the winter, the wood, as you see here, is probably expanded to what it's going to be anyway, regarding taking on moisture. So it comes to the summer, it'll shrink. So I can pretty much do it hard up, almost, or just sort of a loose fit, and then that'll give it some room to shrink and expand on the tongues. Now the tongues are a little bit, the loose tongues that we're putting in, if you remember yesterday, we created deeper slots, so it allows a bit more movement in the slot. La 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 la. Oh, I made it back in time. That said Lefty Boat. Hello there. Hope you're well. Hello there, Gingers. And hello, Orc. Hope you're well. And Duke Vengeance. Oh, I hope you're not angry, Duke. I hope you're not angry today. Can't have an angry Duke. No angry Dukes, thank you. So yes, I've been attacking these with an angle grinder. As you can see, it's a bit grubby. Yep, an angle grinder with a 60 grit pad on it. That one's now had its day. That one has. But if I show you, these are quite coarse, 40s or 60s. In this case, a 60. And yes, it does create a lot of you get a lot of rotational marks and what have you, obviously because it's too coarse. But what happens is, within no time at all, you take the peaks, the peaks come off. So although it is coarse, it's not so aggressive. But what it is, because there's lots more space between all the little grains on your pad, especially when you're using an angle grinder, because it's like rotating at, I don't know, at 15,000 RPM or whatever it might be. Oh my god. 11,000 RPM, revolutions per minute. It gets hot. So you want to try and get that stuff out of the disc as quick as possible. And to do that, the best way is obviously to have space between the grits, and it flies away. Yes, that place was cloudy and dusty, what have you. I was actually wearing a mask and goggles, so that was another reason why I wanted to get a bit done. And also, what goes out as a live stream, all you'll hear is like constant noise and clouds of dust. Because when you're using something like this, there's no dust extraction. If I had a Rotex, my Fez tool, which is a machine that I've only got one Fez tool here and a pencil. Now, Fez tool make a machine called a Rotex, and it's like almost works similar to an angle grind like this, but it has a really good dust extraction. About €600 for that machine for the Rotex 150. It's a bit much. So normally I'd do that sort of thing outside, but obviously it's raining and God, it's not very nice out there, so I did it in here. So there's dust everywhere. So a big hoover up is required. I've hoovered some of it up, to be fair, but not all of it. And lots of blowing with the airline. You know how it is. You know, you've got to do what you've got to do. So what we're going to do in this stream is get this door together. Basically get it together. The ends won't be trimmed, they won't be pretty or anything like that. I want to get the ledges on, wherever they're going to be, ready for the additional piece that's going to go on the side here, because it's not full width just yet. And that way, tomorrow, I can flip the door over, flip her over and find a wet pack. I mean, flip her over, I flip the door over, and sorry, I make the other side pretty, which will be the face. And there's lots of ugly bits in it. You see on the other face. You know, we've got lumpy bits over that end over there, which it's an opportunity to make a feature of it, to make it interesting, instead of just being like a load of old bits of wood stuck together. Now, it is rather interesting anyway, because like we were talking about yesterday, these bits of wood, none of them are parallel. No, they're wonky. There's bent as a Tory MP. That's what they are. That's what they are, yeah. See, this board here, it's thin this end, and it's wide that end, and this board here is narrow that end, and it's not narrow that end, and vice versa. But overall, through the width, because it's sort of it's compensated for, it's parallel. So I'm going to work on one edge, from one edge, which will be this edge over here. So that I'll consider this edge here as, well, my datum, that far edge. And however it comes this way, it will be however it comes. Now, it will require another piece of timber on this side here. That it will. Now, the door itself, if I look at, I don't know if you remember yesterday, the space I got is 1280 wide. That includes the two posts I've got to put in, which I haven't actually put in yet. But I've measured them and I've got a fairly good idea what they're going to be. So when I install the rails and the ledges, but yeah, the ledges, top and bottom, I'll allow for some trimming, so we can actually make the door fit. Otherwise, it's going to be trying to make it fit perfectly, it'd be a nightmare, because the likelihood is when I fit these two posts, they're not going to be plumb anyway, because they're two old bits of oak that have reclaimed from an old barn that blew down in the wind when we first came here. We had a barn. There was a hangar. There was a barn without doors. And within the first winter we were here, there was a wind, and there we all are. The family was over as well, and we heard this big bang, and it was the barn falling over in the wind. So that's what happens when you buy a renovation property in France. You've got to be aware that some bits they fall over. Luckily, the house was intact, although the house, as in it had a big hole in the roof. So one of the first things we had to repair, just so we can get on, not get wet. So at the moment, this is looking at about 103 that end, and about 103 that end, just under. So that's within reason. It's fairly parallel. It was about 10 mil out in its width at the moment. That's neither here or there, because we're putting it. Once we get to that stage, there will be another piece of wood coming on this edge. I could decide, maybe I'll get rid of that wonky bit on the end here. And then that board there will be slightly wider. I might do that. I don't know yet. But at the moment, we need to make our ledges. We need to think, hang on, there's certain areas of the boards that we can't actually get to. So we need to, well, once I get to, what it is, I don't want it to look square edged like this. It's sort of square edged. It looks a bit naff, and it's not the look we're after. So I want to create a bit of make it more tactile on the back, but also mainly the face. And when it comes to the TLC that I'm going to do on the face, when we get the door together and we flip it over to do all the little dovetails and stuff like that, we're going to sit in the front face of this door. The back of the door, I won't be able to, well, the front of the door, I won't be able to get to. Where the boards join together, I won't be able to get to it very well because you have two boards next to each other. How do I get a tool in or a machine in to be able to take the arrows off, for instance, or, you know, do what I want to do, which is a bit more kind of like curvy, like me. Maybe. No, maybe not. That'd be awful. Hello, not just Sawdust, and hello, Jasper Edwards. Hope you're well. And Richard Knox. Hello, Bernie. Hope you're well. Oh, we're going to have to watch this later. Okay, Dave. No worries, buddy. Yeah, we're making a door. Do. And who else we've got here? We've got Susan. Hello, Susan. The wit. Hope Rose and that and everybody is fine in the hubby. Oh, Hi all. Different time. Yeah, different time today. There's a reason behind it. That's because I had to walk the dogs. Yesterday I got caught out, didn't I? So I thought myself, I was getting close to time. I was already running a bit late because I'd done a video for the other channel, blah, 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 blah. And when it came to it, I was running a bit late. And I thought, time I get into this stream, it'll be dark. And I'll be saying, oh, goodbye, I've got to walk the dogs. So I thought we'd go and walk the dogs first. So we took them down to the Bois Vert, which is basically an old disused railway line, which is now a walkway, with the dogs so they can run off the lead and do their thing and poop up trees and stuff like that. Yes, my dog, Wally. He sticks his poo on the side of a tree. It's an art, I tell you, like stucco. I can't believe it when I first saw it. I took a picture. I was so proud I was like a proud dad. Yeah. And he still does it. These days, a little bit more runny. But hey, that's age for you. He's 13 now, poor old Wally. Anyway, that's fine. I digress. got to do a bit of it. Maybe not. Oh, God, Bennett. I'm not built for that these days. No. I can remember the days. Maybe not. Anyway, I've got the square that I made out of... Oh, you get out of the way, you. Yeah, that's it. I made a square out of a couple of bits of old... as you can probably tell by looking at it, I've been using this for a very long time. Yeah. And it's... I have to reset it. I sort of set it every so often. Make sure it is square. So I want to make sure everything is relatively in line. Saying that, I'm going to be pulling the boards out in a minute and flipping them over and doing these edges. So before I put the tongues in, I need to pretty the edges up so I'm happy how it looks. There you go. That'll do. There's damn it. Right. The back edge, I'm not that worried about, apart from I don't want a sharp edge. I don't want a sharp edge. So I will take a little bit off this back edge. Now, I could just get the little palm router, I suppose, and start with that. And then you have little areas like this, I can give a little bit of aggression, a bit of sanding and what have you. Which I might just do that on the back edge. But when we come to the front edge, which is a slightly wider bit of board, like this one, that's the front edge here. I want to make sure that that isn't square and it's kind of a bit more tactile. Undulated, a bit like me, because I'm quite undulated these days. Didn't used to be. I used to be quite fit. I used to work out a lot, believe it or not. I used to get spinners every day. Oh my God, I used to love that. 6 days a week I did spinners. You know, the bikes. I'm an instructor, and he's got a place called Green's Gym on Back Barrack Street. And we had an instructor, and he was so good. I mean, really, you know, made you feel really embarrassed if you got off the bike early. But when you got to the end of the session, you got off the bike, you couldn't feel your legs like jelly. Mrs. once. She went once, and she could not get from A to B. I had to help her into the next stage until she, you know, regained, you know, her legs. She sort of lost her legs, like sea legs. Anyway, I digress. So I'm going to grab a little router. That's it, not router, a router. Talking about routers, I got my router for my fibre that came today. Yes, we got our fibre router. I was quite excited about getting that. That's the first stage of us getting fast, super fast internet. fibre. Oh my god, 2 gigabits download apparently. Well, we'll see. Always a bit sceptical. Because quite often they're contenders, aren't they? You know, where you're sharing into everybody else. But they reckon it's going to be really, really quick. So, oh, okay. I hope it is. It'll be transformative, it will. Transformative. What I'm doing with this one, just taking that arrow off. Basically, is rounding it off. The starting point it is, the starting point. Stabbed at it. Oh, we're getting there, we're getting there. And again. Oh. Oh. Over it. Right. This little router here, little tiny palm type router, tiny little thing it is. 600 watt, it's quite good, but it's they're cheap. And when I bought this, I paid €30 for this, and I can't seem to find for that price again. But it's a Makita copy from China. It doesn't have the blade brake and stuff that you get on the Makitas, where you have electric blade brakes and stuff on them. But it works. It does work. I'm really happy with it. I've had it for a while now, and it's does its job. 30 quid, you know. It's never under much load. For me, all I want it for is literally that little router bit, which is a little teeny wincy spider router bit. Yeah, that's all it is. I'll put that over here for the moment. And on the other face, so I've got to do the other face at the same time. I was wanting to get to it, you see. So when we look at here, that's going to be the face of the door. That here needs a bit of work because it looks nasty. So even though I have routed that along there, it's not good enough. Barely touched it actually, if you look at that. Touch it there. So it's going to need a bit of extra TLC, because once these are glued together, not glued together, but once they're tongue grooved together, I won't be able to get to any of this stuff very well, will I? So this is the time to do it. Now this one here has got signs of where the old worm is, or it's actually quite close to the edge of the tree at this point here, because we've got a bit of sapwood there. So it just needs to be removed. So we'll do that on each one. Now you can do it various ways. One way could be, I don't know, we can grab a little, grab one of these. This is a spoke shave, or a ghostly shave, it's like some people like to call them. A bit like a draw knife. Spoke shave. Or I might use a little, what's that one? Not that one. Oh. Not that one, this one. Yeah. I cleaned it up the other day, didn't I, that one? I'll use that one. Beans, it's been sharpened and cleaned up. So some places you might think, oh, well, let's just give it a bit of a TLC with that. Let's make sure it's got enough blades sticking out. So it's going to go with the flow, really. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. We're not trying to create a Bolton and Paul style door. Everything is clinical. I want it to look old. You know? And when we've got these bits here, as long as it doesn't go all the way through, you can see that there, it's got a bit of, this is where basically a branch has come out. And it's rotted back, or it's got old and stuff like that. So we'll put something in there, make that nice. Make it interesting. Get a dead man's finger and chuck in there or something, like a thumb. Yeah, I'll find dead man first. Do you know of one? No? Stick Andrew Bridgen in there. That's the person got to stick in there. Now, although I'm going back in, sort of cutting into where the tongue is, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter because I made sure the tongues are quite deep now. You see, where the spots are, the tongue groove is quite deep. And not just sawdust, probably appreciate it. Look, because I've seen a lot of your videos, buddy, and yeah, if anyone want to check out like woodworking, that not just sawdust, he's got a channel as well. He does woodworking stuff. I like his catches and stuff he makes. They're pretty cool. Because I make bolts and stuff like that as well. I've got to actually sell them on my Etsy store. Sold a few of them actually, and also on my website as well. Actually, I've sold more on the website than I have on the Etsy store, to be honest. Thankfully, because I've got to pay Etsy fees then, it's quite good. Love the old oak. It's a bit damp at the moment, that bit, but that'll dry out. That's good. So that's what you can do with that, you see. If you wanted to, you tack that. You tack it with a sander. It's a bit here. You probably can't see it, but there's a bit of a rough area here. Oh, in fact, there's lots of rough areas because obviously they're all rough boards. But if you can see there, you can see that where it's going back here, like so. It doesn't matter because the tongue's going to be there. So you can see it, apart from the fact that the board will be wavy. It just adds to the character of it all. And these knobbly bits, like what I'm picking out over here, these bits, you know, we'll clean all that out and put something in it. Not filler. No filler, thank you, because it looks fake and rubbish. So I don't need that crap. Oh, that stuff. No. Right. We have something here. This is the sort of thing you'd use if, for instance, I don't know, you have a scalp condition and you want to exfoliate. You get yourself one of these and you exfoliate with one of these. And obviously it needs power, so you'd use one of these. As you know, this is an angle grinder with a disc in it, a sanding disc at the moment, but also it comes off. And then we can put this in instead, in its place. Now the thing I like about using the wire wheel, and I use it quite a bit, now we will be using it on this door, literally over its face. Not so worried about the back so much, but on its face we will be. Yes, it sounds bad, I'm going to attack wood with at 11,000 RPM with a steel wheel. Sounds crazy, doesn't it? But I'll tell you what that'll do is, that'll remove all the soft material in between the hard bits of material. Creates texture, you see. No, I was honest. Take my word for it. Well, it's a bit here I've been doing earlier. I'll show you in a minute. In fact, I'll do a bit more. Just so I can show you. Right, so I'm going to tack this. I'll bring the camera a bit closer. I hope you can hear my beautiful singing voice. You know what? I'm like an artiste. An artiste I am. Yeah. No? Or like Pavarotti. Or was it Pananoli? One or the other, I can't remember. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this wire wheel and almost kind of like polish the wood. Honestly, I know you don't believe me, but this thing here, with a wire wheel on, is going to polish a bit of wood. It will rip out all the old nasty stuff in between, the soft bits of wood. So if you've got all rotten bits and stuff like that, that is ideal. It works. So anyway, let's do it, shall we? Okay, I've got my goggles on. if you can see that, but it's sort of like removed some of the material, and instead of it being like smooth like it's over there, it's now got a texture. You polish all that and it will come up lovely. And the bits that are fluffed up, you just, you know, if you go with a wire brush, as an ordinary wire brush, yeah, backwards and forwards, those bits will come away as well. This is quite an aggressive wheel. It's not really the right kind of wheel to use. You're better off using a wheel like like that one, which is okay in a drill because it's only a drill type one, but you can get them for the angle grinder. The one I had before was like that. That's a twisted steel wheel brush, very coarse. The one I had before was very much like this one, and it's not quite so aggressive. And where's my battery drill gone? Have I lost my battery drill? Oh, I know it is. It's in the yeah. No, I know it is. I used a different one. Been a busy day today. I've been very busy. This morning I got up. What did I do? Ripped the floor out of the shower room. So there's no floor in our shower room. Completely, utterly destroyed and gone. Ready to put a new floor down in there. But also I'm going to be making little doors and stuff like that to go in there, which I might make as part of the live stream. It's all got to be done before Caroline get back though. Oh my god. Time. So let's turn this. This kind of, although this drill's too slow, it keeps slipping. Oh god, it is slow though. Won't even grip it. Oh hang on, I see what's happening. Yeah, this kind of wire wheel would be better in some ways, or just to finish up with, because it kind of like removes the fluff if you created any fluff. But it's quite good, you know. It feels like, you know, makes a nice finish. So a wire brush in an angle grinder works a treat. But if you can get one with that kind of brush on, it's even better for an angle grinder, that is. La 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 la. How's the novelty t-shirt? Sounded doing quite well actually, buddy. Yeah, I've been selling a bit. Well, we saw a few on Etsy, but me and Mrs. Caroline, my dear wife, she's been busy with us as well, which kind of she's been helping me as well, which is quite good. I've been we've got them on Teespring, Printful. We just started an Instagram shop. We're getting them onto Pinterest shop as well. Put as many places as we possibly can. But it's they are actually getting sold. That mugs. And other stuff as well. Caroline is looking after the organic side, so she's got her earth trifle. She's got an organic shop on it. It's literally just organic stuff, so that's quite good. It makes it a bit more novel. Spitting the wheel, says Duke Vengeance. What's that? Wheel of Fortune. The times I've had to use a bicycle chain and blunt force to get that rustic. Oh, bicycle chains. Well, I haven't used bicycle chain before. I've used an old chain before and a hammer and bash the hell out of it, and stones and all sorts of stuff, just to, you know, make it look kind of rustic. I don't think I need to do that here because the wood is already bashed about. It's not straight out of the plane, you know. Hello, Bernard. Hope you're well, buddy. Oh, I'm here late again. Oh, well, I started at 7, so it's not too bad, buddy. Not too bad. And Ian, hello, Ian. When are you going to make a coffee table? Oh my god, a coffee table. Tell me what you need for that. What do you need for that? You need almost, how can you make a coffee table? What do you mean, a Teresa coffee table? Is that what you're talking about? A Teresa coffee table? What you need is some space hoppers and a plate of glass. That'll do it. Done. Job done. Right, here we go. Let's bring it back up again. Oh, down again. Oh, there you go. Right. So I kind of got to do it on each bit here. I've got a bit TLC here, I think, with the wire wheel. Lovely. Right, that one's okay. That's okay. That one's okay. We've got a bit of nastiness going on there, so let's do something like that. The wire wheels, it's not for the faint of heart, you know. my father, he's wire-wheeling. He had a wire brush in his angle grinder, and he had a little Hobby's Gem fret saw machine, and it's kind of made of angle iron, an inch angle iron, and he grabbed it. It sort of like grabbed the angle iron and went across his hand. A nasty old chunk out of his hand it did. Yeah. Go watch that, you see. Not a good idea. The rule is never put anything in line with the direction of travel that you want to keep, such as your hands. Because obviously that wouldn't be a good idea, would it? No. But whenever I use my table, so you might notice I always stand to one side. I never stand in line with a blade, or very rarely do I stand in line with a blade. It hurt you, see? Yeah. These things, they can bite you. Woodworking is a dangerous game, you know. That's what it was like in the olden days. Oh my God, the olden days. Crikey, people used to lose fingers. In fact, the guy I worked with, Colin, he's dead now, he died, he had a heart attack. Colin died. Working on our boat yards, and he lost a finger. I was only young. I was only a wee nibber, maybe 4 up nearly. It wasn't good to see. Anyway, I was with my old man, my father, and I was helping him on this boat yard. I'll turn this light on, just a second. Helping him on this boat yard. Is that better? That might be better. Okay, I think it's better. Yay! See my beautiful complexion. Well, I was helping my father on the boat, Dad's boat yard at the time, actually, in Brundle. And Colin died, there he was, using the plane. Took his finger off. Literally. No guards, no nothing. But saying that, the guard, well, actually, there was guards on the machine, but they're quite antiquated guards, they're quite basic. Anyway, it took his finger off, not a word of a lie. His finger, in the air, not very high, you think it flew across the room. No, it landed the right way up, blood side down, on the top of this cast iron top of this, I think it was a Wadkin. I think it was a Wadkin. Was it? Yeah, it was a Wadkin planer. And it was basically a much bigger machine than that one you see there. That silver machine there. Much bigger than that. In fact, it was much bigger than that. It was like 24 inches, something stupid, huge, on the old boatyard. Anyway, my dad comes along with his baccy tin and puts the finger in the baccy tin with a little with a slice of apple and tobacco, and they take him to the hospital. They couldn't do nothing with the finger was buggered. But yeah, so he had no finger. Yeah, and it's his middle finger as well. So he couldn't do anything with it, you see. Buggered. Yeah, he had to use that one. Colin died, yeah, but God rest his soul. He's gone. Heart attack. He was, he was getting on a bit, don't get me wrong. But he had a heart attack. Actually, a friend of ours used to work with me for me. Got another guy called David Chaplin, and he was a buddy of my dad's actually years ago. And my dad stayed in the boating game, and David Chaplin carried on fitting windows at the time of one of the recessions. I can't remember which one it was. I was quite young at the time. But anyway, since then, David Chaplin came work for me. So it's a bit of what goes around comes around, so to speak. David Chaplin was a lovely, he was quite a religious bloke, but he was right prankster. He's the kind of guy you expect to get on a building site, what have you. Anyway, he was working in the window game for years afterwards, and then he went self-employed and started doing, he also self-employed, but started doing everything, his own jobs and stuff. So, the thing about it is that, well, he passed away. He went to go and work on a conservatory down in Cornwall. And while he was actually fitting this conservatory, he keeled over and died, just like that, gone. No telling, is there? I was fond of David Chapman as well. He's a really lovely guy. Salt of the earth type. I can remember when I was a kid. My dad had a boatyard. Not boatyard, well, he had a boatyard, but also him and David Chaplin, they went together with the council as well in Helston, I think it's Helston or Heverset, I can't remember now. Not far from Cossey in that west side of Norwich. Anyway, where the River Wensum goes through Norwich and it comes to an end, and it's no boats allowed, what have you, as in powered boats. You can have canoes and what have you. Anyway, they started a canoe business where you could hire canoes and rowing boats. And David chap got hold of me one day. I was, this is when I was very young, and he hung me by my feet, and I had a pack of playing cards in my pocket, and they would end up in the river. He literally held me by my feet like that above the river, and shook me out, and everything falling out of my pocket. Like there's no mobile phones then. But anyway, when he was working for me, it was obviously later on in life for him, but anyway, he was working for me, exchanging birthday cards and stuff like that. And in my birthday card was a little tight, like a cracker set, what you get in a cracker, a little pack of playing cards. I can't believe it. It's like, crikey, you remembered that, and obviously it sparked sort of like memories for me as well. But yeah, he was a character. He was a lovely guy. All the good ones, isn't it? It's always the good ones that go. The wrong ones, well, they live forever, it seems. Like my mum, she was a good one, good sort. And she died when she was 51. Cancer. Horrible. And then the horrible critters. Oh my god, look. Oh, look at that. I found my hole. I'm sure we'll do something with that. Oh, Dad. Oh, I can't get it out. Oh no, it's stuck now. Oh, bugger. Right, so I've got to do the other face as well while we're at it. So we've got to do the front face, the face that we're going to see. Now all these nasty bits we're going to make nicer anyway, and but we need to make sure that the bits that we're not going to do anything with, like here for instance, I need to make sure it's plain, so it's not rough. I don't mind the undulations, but I don't want bits where you can cut your fingers on. It's all add to the character of the door. Been there, done that, done it so many times for people. Yeah, it's true, people pay for this shit. Idiots. Now, I would start this off, can't on that one, with the with a router. So take that arrow off here with a router first, but you can't really because you rely, well, unless I do it on the table, as in a router table. The problem here is, and this one's a bit nasty because it's actually in the wrong place. The slot's not in the same place as what I would like it to be in. But the point being that the roller for the router bit will fall into the slot, and then all you do is literally gouge it. So some of the boards, not all of them, will have to be done with a hand plane. But all I want to do, I'll take the arrows off. So, but I don't want it to be the same all the way along. So what I'll do is I'll work from one end, I'll do a bit, and then I'll relax it a little bit, not take quite so much off. Then maybe I'll take a bit more off as I go along. Just got to go with the flow really, and just to make it undulated, tactile, and like it's meant to be. This is a little hand plane that we restored in a live stream the other day. That one. So we'll just flip that over. I think the back of the door's got a little better than the front of this. That board's not so great on the face. But I if you remember yesterday, we have to flip the boards over because they've got a bit of a bend in them. And I've got to oppose. One bend's got to go one way and the other one's got to go the other way. So this one, I'm looking at it, I could get the router and start it off with a router, but I think maybe I might just actually do it there by hand. I make some curly shavings. So hopefully we can get this door, oh, there you go, together. That's what I'm hoping to do. Tomorrow we'll do some tweed stuff on the face of the door. Ideally, I want to be able to get this door in, but also the floor fixed, repaired and made good in the house where I've put it all up before the missus get home. Oh my God, I'll be in trouble. So what have you done? You ripped all the bits. That's what she'll say. I'll be in trouble, you know. I wouldn't. Although I have told her, so she does know. Can't not do it. It needs to be done. So we'll do this chair now. Now, normally when you're planing the edge of a piece of wood, the thing you've got to watch out for is the grain. Yeah. But in this piece of wood, I don't know if you can see it. You probably can't because I'm using a shitty camera. Just a Logitech. I can't remember what model it is now. It's quite a good, reasonable one. There's a webcam, nevertheless. I tend to need better cameras. But I don't know if you can see that. But the grain goes in and out, in and out, in and out. Especially wherever there's knots and stuff like that. Now, normally, when you're planing a piece of wood, you want, if you're planing in that direction, you want the grain to either be perfectly straight or at that angle. So what you're doing is as you're coming along with the blade, you're stroking the fibres that way. Because if the fibres are going that way, the possibility is that you're going to catch those fibres and create tear out. Okay, I'm using low angle planes, so it's not a huge problem. But you potentially can get that, yeah. You get tear out. Not just sawdust, must know that. That I'm sure. I need to go on a hunt tomorrow and find some old studs and stuff. You know. Someone who doesn't look like me. No, studs as in metal stuff. Alright, so that's that one. And we'll go around to the next one. La 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 la. So I've got to do them before I joint the door together. That's quite a thick one, that one. See, the hair's sticking out there, you see. But I'm going to do that once. That's the face, that'll be on the face of the door. See all these nasty bits. But we'll make something of them, you see. I'm not going to hide from it. No, we're not trying to cover up necessarily. We're going to say, hang on. Hey, look at that wonky bit. Let's make it look even more wonky. That's what we're going to do. It's like intentional. It will look good, honestly. I might even put a crazy kind of like little slot in the middle of the door with some little wooden like bars on it, so I can pretend I'm Andrew Bridgen. Something like that. Grade's go that way with that one over here. La 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 la. Oh, I've been watching loads of videos today on those cameras, the Mevo cameras. I know I'm not going to get them yet, but maybe one day. They do look quite interesting. The fact that you can actually stream directly from several cameras all to one place, and you don't need cables. A massive bonus when doing this. Because, like, for instance, if I had 3 cameras, I could say to myself, well, okay then, I know I'm going to be over there, I know I'm going to be over there, I know I'm going to be over there. And I can set those cameras up in those places. But I could have 1 camera, for instance, maybe, that is mobile. And I think to myself, well, today I'm going to be on, I don't know, the mortar stuff, for instance. We can make sure we've got a camera on the mortar so they cope with that. So I'd like a camera above the bench. I mentioned yesterday that I really want the camera above the bench. Although I've got another webcam over there, but everything looks round when you look for it. Ridiculous. There we go. Here we are. Oh, poor old Andrew Bridges. You feel sorry for him? Oh dear. He's having a bit of a hard time of late, isn't he? Everyone hates him. His family's evicted him. Poor old bugger. Oh dear. Who's that? Oh, I know you can't see, but it's all dark out here. Oh, blimey. Oh my God, there's another job I've got to do in my camp. That needs doing. What am I going to do about that, eh? I don't know. One day, we'll get that sorted, get that on the road and we do videos from there, you see? That'd be cool. But I literally cannot see a thing. It's so dark tonight. It's you can see the stars. It's a clear night. You can see Sirius. Is it Sirius or is it? No, that's Jupiter. I can see Jupiter. And what else can I see? Nothing. Can't see the moon. The moon's gone. Someone's stolen the moon. So I don't know what I'm going to do about that. Oh, now I can see Sirius. Cool. And Saturn. I can't see though. I can't see Orion. Orion's belt should be showing. Yeah, Orion, the constellation Orion should be showing, but it's not. Can't see it anywhere. There. Never mind. La 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 la. Okay. Well, I had my little. Oh, hello, Hamu Taboo. My farmer neighbour is missing a few digits, amongst other things. If, like many of the farmers, they lost a few, had to put it cells. Yes, and what's the phrase? I can't think of the phrase now. Hello, Peter Dallas. Bonsoir to you too. Show that, Peter Dallas. Good evening, all. Don't forget to click like and subscribe. Oh, please do. Please do. Oh, I haven't got that one there. I've got that on there. No like and subscribe. Oh, damn. I have to stick it on there. I love that. Bernard, hello again, he says. Got 13 people here at the moment. Bridgen needs metal bars. He needs something. But he does. Oh dear, poor old Andrew Bridgen. What are we going to do with him? Oh, I don't know. He gets a fine of around 800 odd thousand, doesn't he? For lying and not paying his dues. Poor old Andrew Bridgen. Do you feel sorry for him? Yeah. He paid it though. Yeah. Yeah, he said he ain't got no money to pay it. But he paid it. So I wonder where that came from. I wonder. Lord Brownlow, maybe. Oh, maybe. I wouldn't be a bit surprised. So that one's got a bit of soft material there. You see all these bits like this? These areas, you see that? I'll make a dovetail. Now, you do like a dovetail repair. Oh, let's not spoil it. They look really cool. I know. I'm pretty certain they're not just sawdust. We'll know what I'm talking about. Dovetail repair on there. Anywhere, anything like that. Be dovetail repairs and dovetail repairs, all sorts of stuff like that. Really cool. I wish I could show you our mezzanine in our bedroom. Not saucily like, no. I mean, just show the woodwork I've done in there. It's all Literally came out of the woods. It looks really cool. It's obviously debarked and made all tactile and lovely. It's all chestnut and oak, and it looks really good. And the contrast between the old oak and the chestnut, the light and the dark, looks good as well. So yeah, it's, thinking about it reminds me of the film Without a Paddle, and Earthchild, the tree, and the girls that had hair on the back of their feet. But then it also brings into mind the scene where the three young lads are, well, spooning each other. That's not necessarily a scene we won't remember. No. Or how the little ginger guy ends up with a bear, where the bear kind of wants to mount him. It's a bit strange, that. I'm sure a bear wouldn't want to mount him. No, you might want to, I don't know. Now, I have to admit though, thinking about it, I'm sure that Richie Sunak could play that part. Like he could. He's tiny too. He's like Tiny Tim, he is. Tiny Sue. Oh. Getting there. Oh, the things I do. Oh my God. I was in the supermarket earlier. When I went to walk the dogs before I came out here, I took another wild bear, like I was telling you. So I thought, pop into the supermarket before we go for our walk. You know, try and get the dogs some sausages. You know those old knacky sausages. You know those old broiler type sausages, the sort you get in the cinemas. You know, they charge you like 10 quid for in a dodgy roll. Those kind of sausages. So we buy them for the dogs, for treats and what have you, but also to hide their medication in. I think the sausages probably cost more than the medication. The medication costs a fortune. It's scarily expensive. But anyway, so while I was in the supermarket, I bumped into a geezer. I mentioned the channel, so I better make sure he's not here. Hello, Sebastian. Hope you're well, buddy. Oh, la la la. Oh, and Johnny Metametic. Why don't I get a notify? Last I put the bell end on. Oh, you mean click the bell on All Shorts? Yeah, this is just a different channel, isn't it? So I don't think you get a notification via All Shorts. I just put it on the in the community post, so I could go live. Get off your arse, says Bernard. Oh, that's what we're doing, getting off the arse. I'm getting off my arse. Hence the corner of the piece of wood. It's good. I think that was right. That's enough, I think. Not overdo it, make it too thin. Right, I've got some areas here that need a bit of angle grinderish work. Now, anyway, my story ended up in the supermarket, and I bumped into a geezer. Let me bring it back up here. Yeah, before you kind of get this, yeah, like a vertigo or something. Anyway, I bumped into a geezer. I can't mention his name. Anyway, he has strange, fluffy kind of hair. And he's a bit all over the place. But anyway, this guy hasn't got a driving licence. He told me this, yeah, about a year or two ago. His missus is at home. And he drives to the supermarket here in France in his English registered car. So not only is his car properly, well, he lives here, so it should be English registered. No, not now, especially not now, without the EU. Yeah. I thought, oh, cheeky fella, what the hell are you doing here in your car? You told me you ain't got a driving licence. I thought that was a bit naughty. Obviously, he's not insured, not taxed, well, taxed, but he's taxed anyway, but anyway, he's definitely not insured. And then, just as I'm going into, well, before I met him, actually, I saw another guy called Stuart something. I can't say his surname, obviously. But I actually made some doors for him, some garage doors, years ago. And he's been living here longer than I have. He's driving an English registered Mercedes estate. So I thought, no, that'd do. I photographed his licence plate, as I do, and checked it on the government website. And yes, it's a tax. And yes, it's insured. But I thought to myself, well, don't make no blind difference. You live here. Your assets are here. You've got no excuse. Your vehicle's supposed to be insured. So registered here in France. And then we went walk the dogs. And then there's another one. An English registered van. Now, I bumped into a few times this girl, and she's a lovely girl, she really is, and she's a dog lover, and we just take the dog for walks. Anyway, she seems lovely, so I wouldn't do anything. But, on the other hand, she was driving an English registered vehicle, and I know that she lives here. English registered van. Like Ford Courier or something that's called. Well, I think it's Ford Courier. She's not insured or whatever. She might think she is. But if it comes to an accident, they're not going to pay out. So it's foolish. Foolish people. They're everywhere. And if somebody's got a disabled son, the thing that really gets me is that these people who think it's okay to do this sort of stuff, whether it's for ignorance or whatever reason, maybe they know that they're breaking the law. And some people, obviously the guy who ain't got a driving licence, he clearly knows. Or it's just ignorance. But either way, it doesn't make a difference. At the end of the day, somebody could end up worse off. Could end up, maimed by the person because of, an accident, and it's purely an accident. But when it comes to a payout, as in an insurance company would normally, make sure that person's got all the facilities they need in their home to be able to, have any kind of life. If for instance, it's incapacitated them, the accident. And it kind of, because my son's disabled, it makes me even more aware of that. So it's, there's no excuses, is there really? And I see it all the time. I know I've made videos about this on the other channel, on my Wall Shorts channel. But I've also been criticised for actually pointing it out as well, to be fair, by some people. Probably the people who are actually doing exactly that thing. Oh, hang on, I need it on there as well. Oh, need it on here. Good, good, good. Let's flip that over. Right. Oh, flip her over, ride the ripples. There we go. Something about a bag of flour or something. I don't know. Or was that me? Bum, 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 bum. Hello, Johnny. Hope you're well. I just put a tiny bit of a peanut butter on my dog's pill, and she gobbled it up. Are dogs allowed peanuts? I don't know if they are, gingers. But again, saying that, dogs not allowed a lot of things. I know you're not supposed to feed your dogs chocolate, but our friend, he's dead now, but they're all dying around me. Oh my God, Barry. I've mentioned him before, actually. He's one of the geezers who, well, actually, he was the guy in charge of actually satellite imagery. The innovation of satellite imagery. He's working for NASA. So, yeah, clever geezer. Anyway, Barry, every day, he came back from work from, he originally used to work for, what's the name? TV repairman, until he worked for in the military. Anyway, he was, every time he came back from work, old Barry, he'd give his dog half a bar of chocolate. The big bar, half a bar of big chocolate, German Shepherd. Gobbled it up. Lived a ripe old age, and yet we're told we're not supposed to give our dogs chocolate because there's a chemical that builds up in their system. It's not good for them. So it makes you wonder, doesn't it? Don't give your dogs bones, don't give your dogs this, don't give them that. Blah, 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 blah. Just give them, I'll tell you what I think it is. Oh, I've got a conspiracy theory for you. Oh no, not a conspiracy theory. Oh yes, a conspiracy theory. I reckon it's down to the people who, all those companies out there that want you to buy their dog food. They're big concerns, that the Breckies and all those sort of people, Pedigree Chum, they want you to buy their dog food, don't they? I don't want you, you know, giving your dogs leftovers and other stuff. Oh, you got to give them this food. Or there'll be trouble. We'll have to admit they do fart if you give them like human type food or meat. Well, dogs do like a good bone or raw meat, like chicken wings and stuff like that. The thing with chicken wings, you mustn't give them cooked though, because the bones are hollow. But yeah, raw. They can have chicken bones raw. They're not cooked. Apparently. We haven't had any problems yet, so. Oh, I love a sharp tool, I do. Oh, you've got to have a sharp tool. This is the one, like I said a minute ago, this is the one we made good in a live stream. It's quite a good tool, apart from that constantly works its way loose. Quite annoying. It's right now, though. I'll say that, I mean that screw that holds the blade down. Oh, we're getting close to be able to make our ledges and literally fix the door together. Now I've already cut some tongues ready to go, but they're, because of the wood, I'm using the wood that we got, where there's knots and stuff that they break in half, so I'll have to, in some cases they'll be in two pieces, the tongues. It don't matter. What does it matter? It don't matter. But what I will have to do is make sure, it's not something I like to do, but you have to kind of do it, or put a pin in it, because otherwise what happens is the tongues work their way down out at the bottom of the door. It won't do it with the breadboard end, but obviously that's at the top, the breadboard's going to be, which is the bit of wood that goes across the top. But, yeah, it's not helpful. So you have to put a bit of glue on them or pin them. But you're not really supposed to stop them from moving. But if you do it, you only want to do it on one side, so it can move the other side. See this area here, that's all, you know, we'll make that good, you see. Don't matter. Don't matter. The whole point is to make the door out of nothing. Instead of being all hell bent and hung up on new boards, new this, new that. You don't have to. You don't. In fact, you can make a nicer door, a more interesting door, by not doing that. But the big but is, as you can see, it's a lot more work. Some people, that's too much to bear, it is. Now, there's something else we can do here to help this. That nail's moving in there. This bit of board here, that's split in here. What I'll do is the tongue, all right, there's a tongue there. So I'm going to glue that, and I'll cheat a little bit, and I'll screw that too. Just for an extra, you know. We'll still put dovetails in, because dovetails don't go right through, but they're just in the face. They're kind of cosmetic, if anything, let's be honest, to make it look pretty. But also, they do provide some stability. But that one there lends itself to a couple of screws in there. So we'll do that. La, 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 la. Oh, I'm so tired. Oh my God, the times when I've had to rip a door down and then plane it, put a leading edge on it and stuff like that. And it's like a 2-inch oak door. You got your number 7 or number 8 joint a plane to get a nice straight edge on there. Oh God, it's hard work. The sweat pours off you. Okay. Right, so what we'll do next, I'm going to repair this bit with a bit of glue. I won't use Cascamite because I ain't got you mixed up. If I mix it up, I've got to be able to use it. Or they're saying that might not, it's not going to go off particularly quickly. So bring this over here, because I've got some stops in this edge of this bench. So I've got a row of holes, and I made these up to sit in those holes, so I have a series of stops to sit that down there. So we'll bring you a bit closer. La 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 la. Oh my God, there's wires everywhere. This is why I need those cameras. The wireless ones. Oh, that'd be so good. Cooking the cable on the heat. That ain't a big idea, is it? Right. So we've got this split in here. I'm going to whack some glue in there. I'm going to use the airline to help me get the glue in as well. And then we'll put some screws in there, in that slot, to hold that in place. So we need some screws. Oh, my alopecia. Right, I really ought to go and get the other drill, but that's alright. I need it where it is as well, so drill bits in there. Oh, la, la, la. It's a long way to Tipperary, it's a long way back home. Oh, got another drill. That's good. Friggin' on the riggin', on the plankin'. Because there's F all else to do. Yes, there's supposed to be swear words, but YouTube doesn't like that anymore. Oh my gosh, things are falling off everywhere. So I've got some PVA here, and this is just interior PVA, because the door is going to be inside. I'm not too worried. So, a clamp, just for the purpose of screwing, and that will be released once the screws are in. Alright, so I've got a clamp. This is Revix. Clamp Revix, or is that Bessie? I think that's a Bessie one. Bessie. Oh, hooked up on there as well. Might be a bit safer once I got that sort of fix. I say sort of fix. It's kind of like glued up. Put one there. Put one a bit here. I'll put one a bit here. Here. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Right, let's make sure the heads of the screws don't split the wood. So I want to create a bit of a countersink. So I'm going to use a drill bit as a countersink. I can't use a countersink in there because I can't get it in there. So I'm just going to just a little gentle bit of drilling there. That's it. And then we're going to get an airline. Compressors are really handy. Alright. Also great when the missus is not here, so you can blow up your sex toys. If I had one. Oh my god, why did I say that? Right, so first of all, I need to not pull it so hard that it actually splits the wood. I'm going to get a wedge. Let me grab a wedge. You can use a chisel if you want, but I've got a wedge, so I'm going to use a wedge. There's one wedged I had earlier. A wedge prepared earlier. Here's one I prepared earlier. So I was going to put that in there like that. And it creates a gap in there so I get my glue in, basically. And then I'm going to need a tool. Oh no, I'm a tool. Such as a piece of wood. Spatula. And then we're going to get the glue in there. But also I'm going to use the airline as well to help me push the glue through gently. I'll push it over a little bit. Oh my god, why is it they always go to the bottom of the flipping bottle? Oh, sorry about that. I'm getting a bit drunk there, isn't it? There you go. Oh, dear. Can't keep playing with my camera. There you go. And we go. I'm just going to force that into that slot. I know it's going to get messy. But that clean off. It doesn't matter. It don't matter at all. A bit slot over here. I'm going to move. Gently push that back. Oh, it's going through, so that's a good sign. Da, da, da. Oh my god, I've been watching a series on Netflix, and it's like it's a series, but it's like a rip-off of Gran Torino with Clint Eastwood. It's Spanish. It's brilliant though. It's really good. I'm really taken by it. Although it's when you get the dubbing and what have you, it's in English, but it's obviously dubbed because it's Spanish. But it's literally Gran Torino, as in a series. It's even got it hasn't got the hung, but it's got an Asian family in it who happens to have a store, a hardware store. It's called The Other Side of the Tracks or something, or The Wrong Side of the Tracks. Spanish film. Oh, series, sorry. But it's really good. I got enjoying it actually. It made me laugh. So what happens when you get through? Because I live in France. Nearly all the films, including ones you expect to be in English because they're English films, end up being in French or Spanish or even Polish in some cases. And I don't mind. It's quite good fun, and also it's great for learning a language. So it's quite good, really. But I still watch them. I say I watch. I don't sit there glued to them. I have them on when I'm doing stuff. I'm not. I say I watch things, but I'm not ready. I'm taking it in, put it like that. But I'm doing something with the websites or something. I'm doing while it's going on. Especially because Caroline's not here. It's quite nice to have a bit of noise, and it's yeah, it's kind of what it is, I think. Right, let's screw these down. But before I do that, so I don't end up pulling against the threads. A quick tip for you. There's a couple of tips actually I'll give you. One is don't screw two bits of wood together. Literally, screw one through one bit of wood straight into the other bit. The bit of wood which don't need to be screwed, in the sense of the thread, for instance, don't need to be engaging, drill a pilot hole. So you drill a clearance hole. But if you're not going to do that, what you'll do is you drill it in, you release it, so you take it out again, and drill it back in again, and you'll find it'll pull up tighter. Not brilliant, but it pulls up a lot tighter than it would do otherwise. Otherwise, well, I always recommend drilling a pilot hole. It just drives me insane when I see these people on building sites drilling through joists or studs, and not drilling, screwing through joists and studs without pilot holes. Take seconds per pilot hole, and you've got a second drill there ready, or you've got a drill that is that will drill a pilot at the same time. Do it. Makes a massive difference to the job. Otherwise, it's not going to be pulled up. It just won't be. That's what I think I've got about 6 battery drills, and I use them all. Sometimes I've got more. I have at least 2, maybe 3 set up with bits in, different bits in, whether it be drill bits or screwdriver bits and stuff like that, or countersinks and stuff. It just saves a lot of time. Right, let's get that one in. I know it's more glue than I needed, but I want to make sure it's all there. I'll just wipe it off. It's only glue. No, I've probably overdone it a little bit, to say the least. Just a bit. Right, that one's in there. Got another screw to go in there. That needs to be. I'll do it. Should do it. That's done it. That's pulled too. So the thing is, if you don't use a countersink, a pilot hole, sorry, it won't pull too. It'll work against each other. Look at the amount of glue that I wasted. Oh, gold. Can I use it elsewhere? Can I use it for, I don't know, for blackhead removal or something? Maybe. I'm not going to put it back in the pot. That would be stupid. I don't even know where I put it now. Or put it inside the pot. Maybe. Otherwise, if it doesn't, if I can't use it, I'll just peel it off later. I'm not worried about the glue on the face because obviously I'm going to tack it with sander again later, so I'm not worried about that. But at least it's together, and that'll go off overnight, and then it'll be all hunky dory-ish with big lumps sticking out, big lumps of glue sticking out. But let's not worry about that. Right. Bum, 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 bum. What? Just blow that crap out of there first. bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Right, time for tongues. Oh, tongues! Oh my god, not really. Oh, French kissing in the USA or something, I don't know. Right. So the next stage is we need to get our tongues in, as in our loose tongues for our tongue groove. And then from that we can get our ledges on. And then I'm going to leave it alone until tomorrow. I'll flip the door over, make sure it's the right way up. And then I'll, do what we have to do to make all the bits and pieces look pretty on the face of the door. And this is the back of the door. Now, I'm putting 2 ledges on. I don't think I'm going to put a brace on. Now, I'm going to zigzag screws will be countersunk and with plugs, wooden plugs. There is another way. I'm not going to say I'm going to do it on this door because the boards are all in different thicknesses and all over the place, so it make it a bit difficult. There's another way of preventing the door from sagging other than a ledge and a brace, the diagonal brace I was explaining yesterday. And you can actually set the ledge into the door. So you basically route or machine into the edge of the door, the ledge. So how do I explain it? Oh, where's my pad? It's over here. Best way to explain it. Bum, 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 bum. So basically, I say basically. I always say basically, but it doesn't always pan out that way. Let's bring it down a bit to there. Right. So how I'm going to do this, as I said, I'm just going to basically screw and glue the ledges on. All right. But because I'm gluing and screwing them on, and I'm making sure, because of the time of year I'm doing the boards, they're already expanded. So if they shrink, they're going to make the door warp. So I'm not going to worry about that. Plus the wood's really old. So it's going to be fairly dry anyway. But there's no way to prevent that ledge from actually, the door from sagging down. What you can do is, you can actually, for instance, if that's the door, for argument's sake, and this is the edge of the door, oh god, like that, sort of, right, and you've got your ledges, this is a ledge, I'm going to show it right to the edge. You wouldn't normally come right to the edge, but I'll show it right to the edge just so you can see what I mean. So this ledge, you can see that, alright, can you see that? So this ledge, so that's the top edge, and then you've got the width of the ledge here. I'll draw it a bit bigger in a minute so you can see what I'm talking about. What am I doing? Like that. That's it. It'll be cut into that door. So about a quarter of an inch, so about 6 mil, maybe 8 mil, into the edge of the door. Right, so effectively, looking on the edge of these boards, it'll be like that. Like that. And there's the ledge. Right, so you've got your boards like that. So that's the face of the door here. That's the face of the door. That's the back of the door. And this is one of your ledges. You set in like so. What happens? It locks the rail into the board of the door. And by doing that, it prevents the door from being able to sag. So you can get away with just 2 ledges. I'm not doing that. I'm literally just going to glue and screw and plug the door in like so. To do this, I'm not saying it's not impossible, because it's not, because I've done it before. In fact, I had a set of 10 doors to make for the customer in Douglas fir. And I think I mentioned to you before, I had a lot of Douglas fir that I had from the old post office in wartime. It was from the roof of the old post office in London. And that post office, basically the roof of that post office was bomb-proofing, effectively. It was 10 inches, I think it was about 10 inches, 250 mil thick of solid Douglas fir. And that's literally the roof of the of the post office sorting office in London, or one of. So I had loads of that anyway. So made these doors that basically sunk the ledges into the Douglas fir. In fact, some of the Douglas fir is on the end of this bench. That post there, and on the opposite side of the actual bench is Douglas fir from the old sorting office in London. Wartime! World War II. Oh, the Spartans. Oh, they'd love that, wouldn't they? They'd love me for that, do you reckon? No? Right, anyway. So, okay, that's fine. Leave it alone. I know it's all gluey and gooey. I'll put this out of the way for the moment. And now I need to look at actually just getting the door together. So to do that, we need some ledges. I've got a piece of oak over there, which I'm going to use for one of you. But first of all, we need to get our tongues in. Oh, got to get your tongues in. Oh, dear me. Oh, too much innuendo. I've got 2 bells and 1 ruler. Oh my God, no, not 2 bells and 1 ruler. Oh, that sounds a bit suggestive. Oh, I don't know what that means. A bit rude. Oh, okay. Jim the Plank Marathon. Diagonal brace. Oh, it's on Cholet. On I think it's a chape. On chape. On chape. Yeah, on chape en français. How do they call it? What is it? Chape? There'll be a baton. And then the ledges. What are the ledges? Something and chape is the brace. I believe that's right. I think so, anyway. Maybe someone can tell me. Oh, my glue everywhere. I've got glue everywhere. Oh, my goody aunt. Right, so there's a bit of old oak I had prepared earlier. And we're going to need another one. Also, I've got a load of tongues I cut over there. Some are good, some are not so good. But most of them are going to require to go in more than, how to put it, more than one of. Because they were, well there's like old knots and stuff. As you see here, there's a big old knot there. So just break off where the knot is. Yeah. So just cut it off and just, it doesn't matter. Don't matter. This is my house anyway, and I don't care. So there. Obviously, if I'm doing a job for a customer, I have to be a little bit more pedantic about stuff. Oh, I can show you my point here. If you can see here, here's an old knot. Yeah, and it's there. Yeah. But let's not worry about that. So I'm going to just slide that in here, or that, in between the 2 bits of wood. Hopefully they go in nicely, and they're going to create a bit of a gap in between. So you can see the gap. I'm keeping that gap. I don't want it to be tight. No, it's not my plan. I want the boards to have a gap in between them. I want to accentuate the gap. Let's see. Is it too much? I might rip them down a bit. I don't know. We'll see. But I think if it's too much, I don't know if it will be. I've got to close that one off a little bit there. Oh, ba 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 ba, ba ba ba, ba 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 ba. No, that's good. I think that's good. What about 10 mil? 10 mil? Oh, good 10 mil. Good 10, even 12 mil. But that's fine. I'm happy with that. So that's the idea. So I don't know if you can see that. So I put the camera in the wrong place again, didn't I? Look at that. So I'm happy with that. It's fine. I want it to be obvious and exaggerated, if that makes any sense. Over the top. Like that way, you're not trying to cover up stuff. You're trying to say, hang on, that's what it's meant to be like that. Yeah, that's good. I'm happy with that. There's a bit of a gap there, but I'm not too worried. In fact, that'll probably get lost when I come over with. I could lose that. That's what I'm mumbling to myself. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Oh. Finding another one. Most of them are not great, but they'll, it'll work. A bit tight, that one. Where's that one tight? That one's not. Hang on. I've got to be a bit careful because some of them I actually had to be careful of because I had a nail in the way. So I might have to go from the other end. Go from the other end! Save the clock tower! Totally irrelevant, but I said it anyway. We'll copy that one. Let's put that at this end. There's that one there. La 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 la. Oh, my giddy aunt. Bit of Heath Robinson going on. Get a dead blow on it. Oh, mallet. I'm a mallet. You know what? Time flies when you're in fun, doesn't it? Hour and a half has already passed. Then that's two. Got two more to go for the minute. Possibly a third. Well, chop the end of that one. I'm now on the radial arm saw. I know you can't see it, but I promise I'm there. That will require an extra bit on the end because it's too short. I wonder that one's one I'll be careful of. So I'll do that end. No, I can't because my bandsaw's in the way. Oh, not good on the back of that. Let's cut that off there as well. Oh, let's get a back saw. What I'll do, little Z-locks, back saw. To cut the tail here because it's on the other side. It's a bit rough. That's going to require a bit of a bit of TLC there, isn't it? I'll put a short bit in that end because it's not long enough. Thing with recycling stuff, you know, when you're trying to upcycle or use old stuff, you kind of, if you get too hung up on the fact that it's nothing is 100%, you never get it done. You'll never do it. You'll just constantly be paranoid about it. So you have to kind of like think outside the box, and just to make it work. This wood is incredibly dry. It's wet in the sense of it's got wet, as in rains fell on it. A little bit, not a lot. But saying that, it's very, very. Now it's drying. It's very dry. So that one I can't get in there anyway, so I'll do that from this end. Oh, limbo! Limbo! I really need to do something about that chain. That happens to be in the way. Oh dear. Oh dearie me, what happened there? Here going in there. That wasn't my plan. Remember, this is not going outside. It hasn't got block vision or anything like that. It's literally just stops some airflow between the living room and the kitchen, or two halves of the house. Basically, where the one farmhouse meets the other. Right, stuff come out there. That's no good. That one's shit. Oh, there you. Oh dear. La 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 la. Gripping. For some reason that's tighter, that one, that slot is, than the other ones. I don't know why, but it is. Oh, there blows. There she blows. That's out. Start again. Will that go in there? So I'll run that through the saw again, because I'm a tad on the thick side for that slot. Don't hate me, but I might have to order the book. That book, you know that book, that book by Prince. What's his name? Harry. Yeah, not because I want to read it, because I'm going to get an Audible. Because I can't be bothered to read it. I'm not that desperate. So that needs chopping out there. That one's alright. That one needs chopping out a bit. Chisel time. Got to have a bit of chisel time. Now, where is appropriate? Where is an appropriate chisel? Oh, it's okay-ish. There I do. Apparently, Prince Harry actually narrates it on the Audible. Which should be quite interesting to hear. I do feel, from what I can see, it's all been drawn out of proportion. Because obviously the right-wing press, whatever he wants to portray it as, well, him in a negative light. They're hell-bent on that, you see, because he's made an attack on them. That's Prince Harry, I suppose, you know. You've got that sibling rivalry going on there as well. Must be quite horrible, actually. Alright, with that in mind, oh god, it's dropped out now, isn't it? About right, isn't it? Right, I'm going to get some sash clamps to help hold that together, so it's not constantly falling apart on me. Right, what size is that? It's got to be a metre, isn't they? It has to be them. These will do. They will do. Just nice. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. There we go. Oh, crikey. I need some oiling. They do. I need oiling. Right, so. Oh. Or maybe the next one along. La 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 la. These are sash clamps, in case you're wondering. Bar sash clamps. Bar humbug! No, this is when I end up clamping the bench and not the actual wood. Yes, exactly what I've done. Side a bit. So ease that together. A bit of tappity do. One, ease it up. See that one there at the moment isn't gone together for some reason. Oh my god, I'm tripping over stuff. Bum, 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 bum. Okay. So gentle persuasion. What's happening there? 5. Alright, here we go, squeeze it again. A bit of TLC and a bit of kind of like, you know, persuasion. With my mallet. Right, that's gone together there. That could relax that a bit. That board's thicker than that one, or have I got something trapped underneath? Ah, that was thicker, that's why. God, it's a very thick one. Okay, let's put a wedge on there, I think. It won't matter when the rails go on because it'll go to the rail. So you might end up with a board on the face that's more proud than the others. That's fine. La 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 la. Okay, that one looks like it needs to be persuaded this way. Yeah, that one's gone up really tight and that one hasn't. Oh, I see what's happened there. That's okay, that's it, as far as it's going to go anyway. There you go. That's not chair design, is it, pedos? Brute force and bloody ignorance. Total ignorance, in fact. Right, here we go. Make sure. Okay, so that one. That's looking good. But that big board there needs to come this way. So I can gain as much length at the board as possible because they're quite close to the size I need. Plus I'm putting the breadboard end on the top. And that one, the end one there needs to go that way, towards the camera. This one here. I think I'm happy at that. Beggars can't be choosers. What you say that? Right, so I make sure I've got the rest. In fact, I need to get a bit of a tongue in here because it's missing. And then I need a bit on the end of that one over there as well. I think if there's two that they're a bit short. Yeah. So what we've got? I've got a piece here I could use if it's the right thickness, that is. That place is good. That place is, yeah, that's right. But what I'll do is I'll nick a bit of glue that I had left over. Just run down my. But just put it on one edge. Don't put it on two edges. The idea is that this is going to be the bottom of the door. This is. I don't want the tongues sliding out. So one edge. Not you don't do it on both edges. Just do it on one edge. So just on one side of it. Otherwise, you're going to end up having it sliding out the bottom of the door. I don't want that to happen. I sharpen my saws. I sharpen these old saws myself. Might do that live one day. Maybe. Right, what's going on here? That needs to go in half. Right, so can I wedge that? I haven't got a metal wedge down here, that's it. I made this in school. This old wedge. Forged it in school. Not as a culture, it's literally a wedge for woodwork. I wasn't a part of an assignment, I just had this. Oh, I needed a wedge. It's like this. Really thin on the edge. It's gone a bit soft now. It used to be reasonably tempered, but it's been sharpened so many times the temper's gone. And that's going to go in there eventually. Yeah, there you go. Get you in there, in you go. Go. Oh, the end keeps wobbling. I should have cut it off shorter, shouldn't I, before I started? Where's my mallet? That makes more sense. Mallet's mallet. I believe they're 10 to 9 already in France. Got other stuff got to be done as well. I don't need to glue this one. At the top of the door, and the other one will stop it from moving. Up tight, that's good. Don't try and over bash it, or just end up smashing the pieces. Right, so at the moment everything's a little bit overly compressed. It will be relaxed later. I'll leave it as it is at the moment. I'll just relax that one, just touch. It's not. Yeah, right, that's good. Now what I think about our ledges and screwing them down, gluing them down into place. I could use casquette. That needs to obviously be fixed into place. Remember, this is not going outside. If it's going outside, you can't really do it like this because it's what will happen is the glue will give up and it's fall to bits. Won't fall to bits. It just end up being a little bit less tidy. So it will be tidy once we're done. I'm so drunk, I have to leave, says Johnny. Oh no. Blimey, you've left quite a few chats there, buddy. My God, how many times? I might have to count that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 30. Oh my God, I lost count. There's about 40. You've left about 40 chats. Can't be bad. Glue, coal en français, it is. Coal, as in, I can show you. Oh my God, glue on my hands now, that. Coal en français. Right, we've got to get ledges on. I need to get ledges on tonight, even if I don't get the plugs in, so I can look at doing the opposite face of the door. I'm not worried about the edges at the moment. I'm more worried about the actual getting the door together, so I can actually get it in place. That's my plan anyway. Yeah, so we can get on with it. So I get the door together, so I can get on with the face of the door and doing all those dovetails in the face of the door, secret dovetails and stuff like that. Another twee stuff. Right, and this is going to be the top of the door at this end here, which is equally as nasty as the bottom of the door. Right, so I know that the door itself, I know from measurements now. So that's 1280. Oh, okay. So that's going to be 110. I thought 220. It's 160. 106. I've got the two posts either side. So the door, if I allow 106 on the door and allow some trimming, it'll be enough on its width. So 106 centimetres. At the moment, what have we got? Well, might not need another bit of wood on the edge here. Watch, we have to trim down what we've got. So that is 106. Now, the rails itself, I want to be back from the edges. It allows me for trimming, but also I don't want them binding on the posts. So they need to be less than 106. Some people disagree, I'm sure, but they're going to be less than 106. That's how I want it. So, do like it. Tough tea. So I'll allow 106. I'll allow 50mm each face, each edge. So I'm going to take another 100 off. So it'll be 96. That's width. $98, I think. 98, like that. Right. Also got to think myself. What's going to be the hung edge? That is the hung edge, because it's the back of the door going into the hall. The other side's the face of the door, should be into the kitchen. So that is the hung edge over there, which is good. It works at night. It works at night. So if I do 98, I can be close to the edge of my rails and this side. Now these boards, I think they're 198 long. So I can't, can I actually get 2 out of 1? So 196 long. What is 196 times 2? Is going to be 97. So if I do 97, hang on. I got that wrong. Did I get that wrong? Alright, 196. 190 is 80. No. 180 is 90. And 95. I get 2 of them out of this rail, 1 rail. Not perfect, but if I can, that's what we're going to do. That's what we'll do. We'll get 2 out of this. That's what we're going to do. Over here we go. So I'm going to get 2 rails out of this one board. If I can get 98s, that'd be ideal. It might end up being 97s. Perfect, that's good. Right, so pencil. We need a pencil. Oh, I've been so busy today. Busy. I made a video this morning to go on this afternoon, and then the news changed. So I had to redo it for the other channel, that is. So it's quite annoying. About Andrew Bridgen. I had the script almost there. So I had to kind of, well, I say script, I mean my bullet points. I had to redo my bullet points. Let's say, for instance, that was 97. 97. Yeah, so redo it and redo my video. That kind of took a bit extra time up, because otherwise it just didn't make sense. When you're using a saw, you've got to allow it to do its thing. You can't rush it through rush it through your bits of wood. You're asking for trouble. I just noticed there's a nail. There's a nail. Nail alert. Let's remove the nail. It's gone. So this is the hung side. You see there's a bit of a cracky bit on there, but these rails are going to be got a bad back. Put that way up. That's going to be the bottom rail. I don't care about all these lumps. We will make them good. Okay. this one here is a top rail. It should be generally normally have it a little bit narrower, so I'm just going to cut that a bit narrower. I'm going to saw it over half. I'll get rid of that bad bit. Sometimes I'll tape them. So be, yeah, so not straight, but it's going to be straight. Bum, 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 bum. Right, I am going to taper that because it's that's going to fall out. So I'm going to taper that one. Not always taper them. There you go. Got to do by eye. Yes, that's good. Bear with me. Okie dokie. I'm just going to run the plane over there, straighten that up. I'm going to use a jointer plane for that one. Move this clamp because it's where my. See how bad that is on the back there. Right. Right. Caught the gillet in the rice. I'll be stuck there forever. La 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 la. How do you put those rules on the pinhole connection? Huh? Yep, we've got some square. Oh, I've got some old nails I've recovered from an old door and various other bits of old woodwork. So old rosehead nails. Any old bits of old ironwork that I can incorporate in the door, I will. Just make it interesting, really, more than anything. That's good. Let's put that there. Now, I will be taking the houses off here, but not until I've actually glued and screwed this all down into place. So basically, the actual door becomes the vice, holds it all in place. So I can take all the houses off and make it look different, make it interesting, sort of. I say interesting. That's called artistic license. That's what I'm trying to say. Artistic license. It's an excuse for bodging, you see. It's kind of what we're doing. Making use of what we got to incorporate a bit of bodging. Got a breadboard end of this end, so it needs to go nearer the top. Ooh, gotta say 250 down. 200 down. Up from there. That's tapered. Oh, hang on, all the way around. Oh, that could have been a mess up. Tape would have been in the wrong place. Alright, that's good. So tape always goes down. So that's the top of the door to the bottom of the edge of the door. So the tape always runs downwards. Generally speaking, if it's outside, you see, the water runs off. And it looks better. Right, so I'm going to go on here. 20 odd mil. That should leave me about 50 odd mil on this face. 40 there. Okay, that's good. Bum 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 bum. 4. A bit tight there. I'll bring it out. I think anyway. So the next stage now, I've got to make sure that I've got all the tools I need and screws that I need. So we're going to be dropping the screws into the wood, so it's kind of like lower than the edge of the wood, so I can then put some wooden plugs in, which I'll do tomorrow probably. Oh, I could do 50 mils really in there. 50 mil screws. Have I got any 50 mil screws? I know I have. But where did I put them? Oh, I remember. I remember. The 40s and they're 50s. These ones are, I think, the big ones. They're 5 by 50s. Oh, probably 5s. Would make more sense. Oh, it's a new box. Belay me. Right, so I know the top's got to be here. I'm quite happy where it is. There's no science where it's going to go. Usually I go back like 180, 200 from the bottom and the same from the top-ish. Sometimes more. If I'm going to use 3, I'll split the difference. Depends on the door. How heavy the door as well. And where your hinge positions are. There used to be a rule, you know, where you're supposed to be so many from one place to another. The top to the bottom. Don't worry about any of that anymore. Not anymore. I was going to cascabite this. Problem is, cascabite wood glue in this temperature that we've got at the moment, it's not going to go off. not very quickly. So I was going to whack loads of PVA on instead. Oh, lovely stuff. Oh, look at that. Got all those out it well. You wouldn't normally. Now, what I would normally do is actually run the plane over this, but I can't because all the nails and stuff that's in it. So it's just going to have to be squeezed into place. I run a plane over it and get a, a nice flat finish. But saying that, you're not going to get a flat finish anyway because all the wood is not flat. Like I say, you can't really put it through a plane. Plus, you lose all the patina in the wood. So you're kind of missing the point then. So you've got to kind of go with the flow, really. So I'll get that one on there first. Tighten that up. Make sure that's 2. Not really tight. It just needs to be so. Make sure it's 2 because the wood's going to shrink come summer. I don't want gaps. So, 30 mil. It gives me enough room to be able to plane and shape this edge because the beams it's going to be fitting against are not going to be straight. Do a second drill really. Bum, 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 bum. I've got a battery one over there. I'll use that. Not battery one. I'll use the electric one. Da, 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 da. Right, so I've got an electric screwdriver half. So we'll use the electric screwdriver. I'll get past all this mess that I've created. And I'll use the battery drill for drilling the holes and doing the counting. But first of all, get the pilot holes in. With quite a few screws. Oh dear. Now if I was going to mark this, I'll just use my hand like this, fingers a guide, just run it along the edge. Oh, do the same on the other side. The rest of it, I'll just top there, like that. It moved. So I need to get a screw in to hold its position. Let's read this side first. Bum, 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 bum. Well, a couple of screws in, I should say. I'm going to whack a couple in without doing my countersinks, just so I can get it held into place, and I'll remove those screws a bit later, and then sink them in. They become a they become a clamp. I can remove the clamps then as well. That clamp there once this was in. So I'm just going to put a screw in here. Make sure that is good. Bottom edge, that's nice. Like I say, these screws will come out and they'll be sunk in a minute. At least that ain't going to come apart now. I can do the same on the other side. This clamp can be taken out of my way. This is a bar sash clamp. Bar humbug! Stick some oil on it because it's all damp there, you see. Nope, that's that way. I'll do the same over here for this one. Bum 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 bum. Right, let's get that in there. The bottom edge. I've got to whack some glue on that as well. Happens to be over there. And normally I spread that right out, but I'm just being a bit overzealous. As a spreader, what I use, if my wood is flat, that is, I'll make sure I've got some contact. That's why I'm just doing it like this. But in wood is flat, I use a wallpaper joint roller. I put a bit of tape around, wrap a bit of tape around it first, or an old inner tube, so it's easy to remove the old glue. Works really well. Yeah. Normally you wouldn't do that with this, but because this, you wouldn't normally glue it. You shouldn't really glue it. But I'm kind of allowing for movement in the door. The wood is really dry anyway, so it's wet. It's not dry in the sense of rain dry, but it's dry in the sense of seasoned. Good. Like a screw in one end. Like I say, they could be removed and count sunk in. And have wooden plugs on, so you can't see them. Right, now I'll mark that as well with my pencil. Kindly donated to me from Glasgow Kiss. There you go. Ooh, that's a bad bit. So we're going to be careful of that one, so I'm going to have to put glue behind that. But what I'll do, I'll put a clamp on that one. While it's going off everything else. So I'll stick a clamp on there because I don't want to push it out of the way with the screw. Ideally, you wouldn't have all this aggro. Hold up a second. Right, we get carry on now. What's up, Dora? I can hear my Pandora. What's up, girl? Where the board's narrow, it'll just have two screws. To be fair, two's enough. Oh, I need to change your battery over. What's up, girl? Blimey, that one didn't charge very well. Let's go and see what she wants. Does she want to come in? What's up, girl? Hello, you. Come and say hello. I'll tell you what a treat, don't you? Huh? There you are. What's this? Oh, I can't lift you up because you're too heavy. There you go. Oh, good girl. Saw this on the heat, that ain't a big idea, is it? Do another one. Good girl. Only little, aren't they? Hey? Only little. Huh? Bum, 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 bum. Oh. What have I done with the battery? Oh, put it down over there. What's up, baby girl? Alright, I need a 10mm countersink, or I could get away with a 10mm drill bit if I want them a bit deeper, but I don't. So I'm just going to use countersink. I'm using a countersink bit. That's a 10mm, so just a Wolf 10mm countersink. Only about a fiver. I've had plenty of countersinks. The woodwork, they're my favourite at the moment. They're not too expensive. And they seem to work quite well, and you can sharpen them. Some of the countersinks are really hard to sharpen, they're Right, let's get some screws in there. Bum, 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 bum. And then I'll get some clamps on that as well, you see. I haven't got clamps long enough reach to get all the way in, but I can do the ends, which are the most important bits. Now, if it don't pull up tight, which it hasn't done over here, either it's not going to go tight because the wood's bent, or my pilot hole wasn't deep enough. Could be either. Nope, it's neither. If it doesn't bite very well, once you've done the pilots, you've done the countersinks, you can use a 10mm drill bit. You go a bit deeper. At least you've got your actual, your holes there for your a machined hole for your plug. That's better. I'll do the same over here. Hope I haven't screwed it into a bench. you're wondering, this is a electric, just a skill electric screwdriver, and it's a bit better. It is obviously it. Oh, there's a bit. I might have gone too far on that one. Not on the bright. I might want a shorter one for that. Gone too far. I should put a stop on. But luckily I have got some shorter screws for that, which will be fine. Oh, I've actually broken one of the blades on the, or one of the wings on the drill bits. That's a junk it. That's it. Better. Making sure. Some of them screws might be poking through a little bit, but we'll just sand them off. Right, so that got that one end there. Got to do that countersink on that one. God, I'm getting tired now. I am getting tired. It's 9:30. Oh my god. Past my bedtime. Bum, 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 bum. Right, okay, let's get them in there. Then we've got to do the top. That's the bottom of the door, actually. Tomorrow, actually, will be fairly rigid because obviously the glue will be gone off them. I know. You don't glue up Legend Brace. You don't do that. No. I only do it if I have to. And I accommodate it. You have to accommodate it. You can't just do it because otherwise you end up with a bent door. Or window, or shutter, I mean. Right, so this one's already screwed on. I've just got to do what I did with that one. Got to drill the holes first. Right, Dora? Oh, you're still with Dad. Hello, buddy. My little girl. There you go. Benji's such a good girl. These tiny little treats. Bum 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 bum. Hello, Bernard. Spaghetti time. Oh, love yum yum yum. How do you put all? Oh, sorry. Pinhole connection. Bum, 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 bum. How do you put those rules on, or rails on with pinhole connection? Are you talking about like dowels, for instance? Or are you talking about nails? Or you use clinching if you're nailing it? Clinching. Ba 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 ba. Dee 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 dee. Right. Do this one, shall we? What do you reckon, girl? What's Pandora say? You want I'm talking to? I'm talking to my dog. My little Pandora. Ooh. Keep mislaying things. I can't find my countersink. Bum, 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 bum. Got that. I've got the drill bit. Got the screwdriver. What have you done with it, Dora? What have you done? Put that back in, actually. A bit silly releasing that. What do you got to do, yo? What do you do? Huh? What on earth have I done with that? Bum, 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 bum. Why are you staring at me like that, girl? You're a poor old thing, aren't you, hey? Well, I might just have to use that 10mm drill bit because I can't actually find my... What on earth have I done with that? Should be on there. It's probably fell on the floor, isn't it? Amongst all the sawdust. Be about right with that. It's not the right way of doing it, but you can do it. Ooh. Aha! Found it. It's right on the edge. Oh, getting close. Getting close. So when the door's hung, it won't just be these screws holding together. It'll be the actual hinges themselves. So I'll use coach screws on the hinges to hold it all together. You right there, girl? You're being a good girl down there, aren't you? Hey? You've been a good workshop doggy. Aren't you? Oh, I hear another one now. Oh, God, I've got another one coming. Where's Laura gone? Where's my girlfriend gone? My little sister. Incest. Come on, you. And you, all of them. Is it all you're missing out? Daddy's nearly finished, okay? Oh. What do you like? Look at them lot. Oh, come see Daddy. Oh, what am I missing out on? What am I missing? What am I missing? What about you? Little devils, aren't they? Huh? What? You've had loads of treats already, you have, girl. What? Okay. Paw. Paw. Good boy. Wally, pirouette. Oh, that's not quite a pirouette, but that'll do. I won't let you. You're okay, girl, because you're not good for your arthritis, girl. There's that. In a minute. Another one in a minute. Okay? What are they like, eh? Tell you what they're like. They're like a pain in the bum. They are. But I love them. Aren't you? You're a pain in the bums, aren't you? Oh. That one is good deeper. The batteries on these microphones are lasting quite well, actually. Maybe a little bit deeper, that. Right, they're all screwed. Literally. Brexit Britain. Right, so we've got a rail screwed down. I'm going to stick some clamps on as well. Some of those rails I'd like to get a little bit tighter, to be honest. That one needs to get a bit tighter. So I'm going to do a bit of TLC. And pull that up, because it hasn't pulled up for a reason. I've got to whack another screw in. Bum, bum, bum. What are you looking at me like that for, Wally? Why are you looking at me like that? Is it Daddy or another treat? No! What are you saying? Let's help it on its way. That's better. That one definitely needs to go tighter. I don't know if it'll go. It might be the countersink. It's not, not countersink. The clearance hole isn't deep enough. It's grabbing the size of the rail, but it's definitely not. It's definitely. Oh my God, worms at the minute. Definitely hasn't. Oh, that's why. It hasn't pulled it to. It has now. Yeah. That's okay. That's looking okay. And we've got this one. This bit of wood here needs that clamp back on. What have I done with that clamp? That's over there. There, getting all on there as well. La 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 la. More splits. No, get a clamp on that one. Just to help. Not worrying about putting blocks underneath it, anything like that. Should do really, 'cause it spreads the load and also prevents damage or, you know, like indentations. But it's quite hard wood, and also I'm going to attack it later with the plane and the sander. Okay, that definitely needs a bit of TLC there. Yeah, that needs to pull it up. Doesn't look like it's gone down deep in the fibre, so looks like that screw needs a bit of help. Block of wood, please. Good. That's better. Next one. You're looking at me funny, dogs. Stop looking at me funny. I know what you want. It's all about the treats, isn't it? Cupboard love. That's what it is, cupboard love. Right, that's good. Okay, all I've got to do now is leave it, really. Until tomorrow afternoon. Hopefully it'll be dry enough. Probably not in this damp weather, but we'll see. Hopefully it will. And then we'll flip the door over. And then, well, I've got to put the plugs in and stuff like that in this side. I've got to trim the ends to length. So obviously it's all lumpy and bumpy. And also I've got to take the arresters off these rails, make these rails look a bit more pretty. And then the TLC I want to do on the back of the door. Flip the door over, and then we'll put all the dovetails in and all the niceties and the breadboard ends to get it to the right height. So that's what we've got to do tomorrow. Ba-bum-ba-ba-bum-bum-bum-bum. Right, anyway, why here, please, old like button, will you? Hello, Beer Dallas, hope you're well, buddy. Oh, you're up the top there. Oh, dowels, okay. How do you put those rules on with pinhole connect? Rails on with pinhole connect? Well, with dowels, you'd need, there's various ways you could do it. One is you could use dowel pin connectors. So, like locating pins, I've got some here, so I can show you. I did mention them, this drawer. I did mention them the other day, and it's, what you can do is you could drill, say 8mm holes or 10mm holes, whatever size your dowels are going to be, on the back of your ledge. You'd put one of these in each of the holes. They're cheap, so you know you can buy as many of them as you like. And if you've got an Action or something like that, you can get them for like £1 for like 10. Anyway, you push them in the holes, so you've got all these pins basically poking out the back of your actual rail. You place your rail into position gently, and then you put a clamp on each end, and squeeze it down, and then whack it with a rubber mallet at the same time. And what you end up with is like a load of indentations where the centre of these pins will be. That'll be the location of each of your rails. You've got to be blooming accurate, mind, if you've got a lot of dowels going in. Would I use dowels? No. quite frankly, but there's another way of doing it. If you're doing a rustic job like this one, this is a rustic door, doesn't matter if you see the end grain of dowels. So what you could do is you could put everything together, put a couple of clamps on each end, and wherever, especially if you've got some long reach clamps, mine don't reach long enough, I ain't got none that reach that long. Got 4 inch and that's about it. But if you've got long reach clamps, the more the better. But what you do is you clamp each board into place, you drill a hole right through, almost right through, not into the face of the door, but on the back of the rail, and you just drive some dowels in. The glue will take care of the rest. So you don't have no mechanical fixings. And you could do that. I did that with my bench outside, actually. So, yeah, if you don't mind seeing the end grain of the dowels, doesn't matter. You can always make your own dowels to the same timber that you're using. I wouldn't necessarily recommend that, because when you sand it off, all the oak will be darker than the other oak because of the end grain. So you end up with like little dark dots. So you choose a lighter timber to do that with. Like chestnut, maybe. If you're going to oak, use chestnut. Similar grain, but the actual wood is lighter. So yeah, dowels, you could do it with dowels. I don't see why you'd want to. Traditionally, you use nails. You'd clinch them with nails. Which literally use nail right through, so the nails sticking right through the door, and you whack it over, and then you'd get a, is it clinch or clench? Can't remember now. Anyway, you bend the nail over and bend the point into the wood. So you use a big I don't know, you can use a big punch, big nail punch like this. And just give it a couple of whacks so it bends it and pushes it in. And as you do that, I'll actually pull the nail tighter. So that's old gates and stuff. A lot of external woodwork was done that way because they didn't have the glues years ago. But I don't know why you'd want to use dowels, to be honest, unless you want to get away from mechanical fixings, which then I do understand. The other thing is you could use square dowels if you want. So that way you don't get the twist. You have to have, obviously, when you put your square dowel in, you can put your square dowel into a round hole. It will literally make the hole, force itself in. It does work. I've done that. I don't know about oak though. I've never done it with oak. I've always done it with pine and I've done it with chestnut before, but never oak. Oak might be too hard to do that. Especially this old oak, maybe new oak, younger oak. It's kiln dried maybe. my little gingers. Yeah, my little doggies. They are very cute, aren't you? And you do hang about and wait. It's only because it's only cupboard love. It's like they want a treat. That's all it is. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, Bear is speaking. They said, I've had enough being in here. I want to get out now. They're all in there. You see, the door's shut. Yeah, what are you looking at me like that for, Wally? And you too. It's all about treat. I hear you. Yeah, I know you want to get out now. You had enough being in here, haven't you? Huh? Oh, God's sake. Oh, dear me. Oh, I suppose you come back now, wouldn't you, Bear? Because oh, okay, it's like that, is it, Sebastian? Huh? Is that what it is? Huh? Little devil. My little Dora. What? There's only tiny little treats, so. Oh, you sneaky Wally! Oh, you sneaky little Wally! Did you see that? He stole it, he did. You little buggers, aren't you? Oh dear, we're going to take them in and give them a cuddle. That's what they need. They need a cuddle. I'm really tired now. It's all this yapping, you see. It's quite tiring, this live streaming, Mark. And if you don't know already, on Sunday I'm going live. I might go live again before them on the All Shorts channel. But I'm going to have a go at that sketch and lark. I haven't done anything that live before, so it's going to be interesting, if not a complete utter flop. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm going to sketch some Tory. I might even, I don't know, make him into something else. I don't know yet. Like I did with Teresa Kofi. I made her into a Kofi the Hut. Or a Jabba Hut. Or a Kofi Hut. Kofi Hut? Jabba the Kofi? Oh, I don't know. Something like that. So yeah, I'm going to love you and leave it, and I'm going to get back in my house and rest my weary feet. Yeah. Quite hard work standing around all day, over a bench. So, anyway, thanks for being here. And hello, Jeff. Hello, buddy. Mark, let's do as you're told. We know the dogs are in charge. They are in charge, Jeff. I didn't know you're here, buddy. Yeah, they're definitely in charge. Little devils, aren't they? Anyway, I'm going to meander my way back into the house. And then I've got to get on the old computer then and do some other work. Yeah, I'm trying to build the websites up and stuff. Trying to beat the algorithms. I'm trying to learn that. Oh, what happened there? And I'm also trying to get my head around that chat GPT thing. My God, that's amazing. I don't know if anyone saw that advert created. It was with Ryan Reynolds. And that was quite scary actually. There's all this AI like that's going on. I know, it's really scary. I see all the kids for a start, doing all their exams and what have you with it, I wish it was about when I was at uni. That'd be very handy. You don't write like this, Marcus. We know it's not you. That's what they'll say. Yeah. All of a sudden you can spell. Anyway, it's time for me to go. So we'll see you all, and might see you on the other stream. On the other